dear students, this is your Sudha ma'am. Welcome to the first session of lesson 4, that is motion and time. In this lesson we are going to learn about what is motion and rest, difference between uniform and non-uniform motion, different types of motion, measuring the speed of an object, and finally units of time and speed. And in this session we are going to study about the concepts like motion, rest, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Just before starting our session, let's have a look at this video.
Hello friends, we all know what this line means. Its ups and downs are reflective of the various situations in our life, or rather our life itself. The blood is continuously flowing through our arteries and veins, supplying nutrients to various organs and fighting off invaders. The earth has been spinning since time immemorial, creating what we call day and night. But do you know what all these events have in common? They are in a state of movement or motion. Have you ever imagined what would happen if the aspect of movement was removed from these events? That is, if things stopped moving?
Welcome back. In this video, we have observed the heartbeat of a person, flow of blood in the blood vessels and spinning of earth. Have you ever imagined what happens when your heart stops beating, or blood stops flowing, or earth stops spinning? Yes, we can't imagine our life. So, movement or motion is very essential in our life. In our day-to-day life, we observe several motions of living and non-living objects like birds, fishes, cars, trains, etc. Millions of objects are around us. Some stays at rest while some shows motion. Here the man is walking, he is in motion. The bird is flying, it is in motion. Let's go to a park to understand more about motion. We can see some people are walking, some people are jogging, and some are playing, running, etc. in this park. Many of these people are exhibiting some kind of motion. But what about trees, electric poles, cement benches, etc. in the park? They are not exhibiting any kind of motion. They are stationary or static, or we can say that they are at rest. Here the bus is moving and the trees, road, etc. are not moving. That means an object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its surroundings at a given time. In the previous case, car is moving and it is said to be in motion. And the object is said to be at rest if there is no change in its position with respect to its surroundings in a given time. What about the trees behind the car? They are appearing to be moving, but actually they are not moving. It is our psychological feeling that trees, buildings, electric poles, etc. are moving when we see them from a moving car or any vehicle. But actually they are at rest. Motion is relative to observer. What do you mean by this? Imagine you and your friend are traveling in a train. As the train moves, the distance between you and the landmarks like buildings, trees, electric poles, etc. outside the train changes. However, your position with your friend in the train remains the same. Though you both are in motion, but you are at rest with respect to each other because there is no change in your positions. But both of you are in motion with respect to a person outside of the train who is on the platform or somewhere. With respect to him, both of you are in motion because with respect to him, there is a change in your position. An object is in motion with respect to a set of objects, but at the same time, it may be in a state of rest with respect to other objects. Let's take another example. Generally, we consider animals, buses, cars, etc. are in motion and buildings, trees, poles, etc. are stationary or at rest. But for an astronaut in the International Space Station, all these objects like animals, humans, and trees, buildings, everything in motion as Earth is rotating. So, it depends upon the perspective of the person. Hence, motion is relative to the observer. Observing certain motions. The boy in the boat is at rest with respect to boat but moving with respect to the bank of the river because there is no change in his position with respect to boat but there is a change in his position with respect to the bank of the river. Let us see two more examples. The girl on the swing at rest with respect to the seat of the swing but in motion with respect to the tree. The man on the bicycle is at rest with respect to the bicycle but in motion with respect to the road. Hence, we can say that an object is in motion with respect to a set of objects but at the same time it may be in the state of rest with respect to other objects. So, motion is relative to the observer. Now, let's discuss about uniform and non-uniform motion. If a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in uniform motion. Equal distances in equal intervals of time. Then it is said to be in uniform motion. Suppose a car A has travelled equal distances in equal intervals of time like in the given table, then it is said to be in uniform motion. It travelled 150 meter per every 10 seconds of time. Here the distance is equal and the time taken to travel the distance is also equal. So, it is said to be in uniform motion. When the motion is uniform, the body remains at a constant speed throughout the period of journey. Some more examples of uniform motion are movement of hands of a clock, rotation and revolution of earth. Now, move on to the non-uniform motion. If a body covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in non-uniform motion. For example, say some car B has travelled as shown in the following table. It covers 50 meters in first 10 seconds, 40 meters in second 10 seconds, 90 meters in the next 10 seconds, again 50 meters in the last 10 seconds. So, here the time is constant. All the time it travelled 10 seconds duration we have taken, but it travels in different speeds First at 50 meters, second 40, then 90, and again last 50 meters. The distance covered by the car is not constant. So, car B is said to be in non-uniform motion. Some more examples of non-uniform motion are a kite in the air, a boy cycling in a crowded place, a butterfly moving in the garden, and a ball dropped from the roof of a tall building. All these are some of the examples of non-uniform motion. Let's summarize today's topics. Today we have studied about introduction to motion and about rest, uniform and non-uniform motions. That's all for today. Meet you in our next session. Thank you.